Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then don't forget to subscribe down below, and without much further ado, let's get on with the video. So today I'm going to give you a little trip report of what happened, but without going into too much detail because the vlogs will be coming. So first things first, what was the holiday? So I went to Disneyland Paris on Sunday the 25th of March to Thursday the 29th of March with Rianne, Holly and Rachel, and we had the most amazing time. It was genuinely magical. Like, Disney is magical anyway, but being in a Disney park, it's just everything, okay? It just makes me so happy. And I was completely and utterly in my element for the whole holiday, and it was just amazing, okay? It was just amazing. So we stayed in Santa Fe, which is the Cars themed hotel, which is also the cheapest of all the hotels, but it was amazing, okay? The Disney standard and level of detail in everything is just beautiful, like actually, yes. But staying in Santa Fe was great because they also had a bar, which I'll get onto in a bit, but I got a little bit tipsy in Disney, and that's still the funniest thing that I did. So if you watched a couple of weeks ago, I did a Disneyland Paris must-dos video, and I'm going to address all the things that I wanted to do in this video. If you haven't seen that video, I shall leave a little link up there so you can go and watch that first. So the first thing I wanted to do was experience Season of the Force, which was the Star Wars celebration going on for the months prior to when I arrived, and then the first day of when I arrived was the last day of this event, and we got to do it. We got to do literally everything that I wanted to do on that day. We did. We met Darth Vader, which was another thing that I really wanted to do. So I was all Star Wars like themed with my clothes, and I met Darth Vader. It was really funny. Rianne cried. The videos are hilarious, like genuinely, like she cried because of Darth Vader. Also, we got to watch the two shows that I desperately wanted to watch. One of them was Star Wars: A Galaxy Far, Far Away, which was the stage show, and for some reason where I was standing, Kylo Ren did his little Force hand movement right at me. That was a proud moment, and I zoomed in quite far and I was just like, he's doing it at me. Kylo Ren was looking straight at me. I'm sad. And the other show that was part of the Star Wars Season of the Force was Star Wars: A Galactic Spectacular, which was a kind of projection show and kind of little explosion firework kind of things on the Tower of Terror, which was everything I'd hoped it would be and more. It was amazing. Like, it was next level. Like, I love Happily Ever After and I loved Illuminations, but that projection show was something else. Next thing I wanted to do was a character breakfast. Now, we tried, we really did, but to get a character breakfast you need to reserve. If you're not on the Disney dining plan, you can only book 3 days in advance prior to the day you want to eat there. So we went in and we were like, hey, is there any reservations available? And they were like, nah, sorry. But we did go to Bistro Chef Remy. That was the most British way of pronouncing that ever. We went to Chef Remy's, you know, the Ratatouille restaurant, and it was beautiful, it was amazing, and I just had a great time, okay? I had the steak and chips, and oh my god, Disney steak is the best steak. I had a Disney steak in Mama Melrose's Ristorante Italiano in Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida, and that was delicious, but the one at Bistro Chef Remy, hell yeah, it was beautiful, absolutely stunning, 100% recommend. The entire atmosphere of that restaurant is just, it's great because it's very French and very kind of traditional, but also very Disney. It was so weird because you felt like you were in this really fancy suit and tie kind of restaurant, but then there were like little kids around that were just enjoying all the like Ratatouille elements. And then the whole theme of the restaurant is that you are shrunk down to the size of a rat. So I think we were sitting at a table with 2 plates kind of dividing each of the tables. Then the actual table itself was like a tea box kind of thing, and then like the tables next to us you would sit on like bottle tops and like corks and stuff, which was really cool, and I really appreciated it. And also my favourite thing was the umbrellas in some of the tables were like little cocktail umbrellas, and it was just the tiny detail that they'd taken into this restaurant. It was amazing, and I highly recommend that place. If you guys follow me on Instagram, spoilers.123, you will see that I met quite a few characters, and I'm still so unbelievably thankful for the fact that my friends let me drag them to some people. I wanted desperately to meet the Fab Five, and I met 4 of the Fab Five, which is still really great, okay? And I did see Daisy, who was the one I didn't meet, but I did see her and she strutted past us. But I met Donald in his 25th anniversary costume. I met Mickey when we were just going into Hollywood Studios on the last day, and he was just there, and I was like, it's Mickey. So we ran over and we got a picture with him, and he touched my face, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. It was such a moment that I shared with Mickey Mouse. It was everything I hoped. Plus he was the last character we met, so it just kind of made the whole holiday complete. We met Minnie in Hollywood Studios, I can't remember which day, and we also met Goofy in Hollywood Studios, which is the one where I dragged Rianne to, and I was like, we are meeting this Goofy, because he was dressed as like a little producer, and it was genuinely the best meet I've ever done in my life. We span around and he wouldn't stop spinning me, and it was just beautiful. And Goofy is kind of pushing Donald as my fave of the Fab Five, but Donald, that meet and greet was still so precious because it was the first meet and greet we did, and Donald was great, okay? On this holiday I had quite a few rides that I'd never been on before. One of them was Crush's Coaster, which we did twice, and I'm so happy we did because it was such a good ride, and also it allowed us to do both forwards facing and then backwards facing versions of the ride. Backwards first is definitely better because you have no idea what to expect, and the first bit is you kind of go round and then you just shoot up, and it was like, whoa, when, what, who, how? That was fun. The Ratatouille ride was another ride that I've never done in my life. It wasn't even open. The whole of Toy Story Land and the Ratatouille part of the park weren't in existence the last time I went to Disney. So it was great to do the Ratatouille ride, and it reminded me of Escape from Gringotts in Universal Orlando. Yes, it was so not what I was expecting, but also what I was expecting, because it's a trackless ride, so you have no idea where you're going to go. You have massive props everywhere, you have like TV screens. It's a great ride, a great family ride, and you get to sit in this little like rat, and it's really cute. Toy Story Land, as I said, was not in existence the last time I went, so it was very fun to go in and do all the rides. The best ride in Toy Story Land, of course, is the RC Racer, which is basically like Tower of Terror, but you're either laying on your back or laying on your front depending on which part of the ride you're on. It literally just does this for like a good minute, maybe 2 minutes. That's it, but it feels like you're like dropping. It's a really good ride. As I said in the video, Indiana Jones was one that I was too small to do last time, so I did it 3 times this time. Yes, I did. It was amazing. It wasn't anything special, I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favourite roller coaster in the world, but it was fun, and the fact that I finally got to do it was great. But now we come on to my favourite new ride that I did when in Disneyland Paris, and that is Hyperspace Mountain. I loved it so much. I knew obviously that it had the Star Wars overlay currently, but I didn't realise how amazing it would make it. Basically, if you've been on Rock and Roller Coaster, it's kind of like that, but faster, and now everywhere you look is just a different Star Wars craft. Like, it's so cool. They have all the dark side stuff, and then they have the light side stuff with the Resistance, and then the Rebels, and all of that. It's great. The music is loud, it's fast. The first time I did it, I had a tear in my eye, and it just shot backwards, okay? I was just crying on the ride because it was so fast. I think the first time we did it was front row, and that was an experience, and I recommend, if you can get front row, do it, accept it, allow it, just yes. Now, there was quite a few things that I wanted to watch when I was in Disneyland Paris, and one of them was the Stars on Parade, which was the 5 o'clock parade, and it was everything I'd hoped for and more. It was beautiful, and I loved it so much. The soundtrack is still my favourite Disney parade soundtrack that has ever existed. It was just amazing, okay? And the floats are insane, and I didn't realise so many of the princesses were just gonna like rock up, but for some reason the bit that got me and the bit that made me start to tear up was Olaf, okay? I don't understand that. Like, I know Frozen makes me emotional, but Olaf? When Elsa was there, it was Olaf, okay? I don't know. Also, of course, you have the firework projection show on Sleeping Beauty's castle, which is called Illuminations in Disneyland Paris, not to be confused with Illuminations over in Epcot. very, very different shows, but I loved it. It was amazing. Half of it is in English and half of it is in French, of course, because that's how Disneyland Paris works. We watched it the first day we were in Magic Kingdom and I sobbed. That's the reason why I love Disney so much, is because the shows, they're next level. They are just phenomenal, okay? Phenomenal. There were two other things that I wanted to watch. One of them was Mickey and the Magician, which I found out after uploading my previous video that the Mickey and the Magician show would not be back until 2 days after I left in March. So I will definitely be going to see it the next time, because I've been told by a cast member there and also by people on the internet it is one of the best things Disney have ever created. It's a great show and you need to watch it. So that is on the list of the must-do for the next trip in 2 weeks. So much Disney, so little time. And the other show was Stitch Live, which we never got to do because I don't think any of the other guys wanted to do it, so we kind of just went on the rides. We went on Terra Terra 3 times, okay? I love Terra Terra a lot. I also wanted to make a droid, but I didn't get time to do that, and also I was like, I need to stop spending money this trip, otherwise I'll have no money for next time. So next time I shall be making a droid, I hope. Finally, the last thing I wanted to do was get a cocktail in the Disneyland Hotel. Now, while we didn't get a cocktail in the Disneyland Hotel, we did get one in the Santa Fe Hotel. Well, 2 actually, and that is why I got drunk, okay? I had a Blue Dream and I had a Blue Glowtini. They were amazing. I think the Blue Dream had grapefruit in it, so it tasted really bitter, and like the guys serving us were going for it with that alcohol. And yeah, I got very tipsy, edge of drunk, not like wasted, but I was very tipsy and I was like, I'm hungry, I want strawberries. So me and Rachel got on the bus for 40 minutes to go back to Disney Village to get like the kebab strawberry thing, which is like strawberries on a stick with milk chocolate covered in it, or white chocolate, and we picked some up and then we came home. It took us 40 minutes to get these strawberries. It was quite funny, okay, but it was worth it because those strawberries were great. But I'm pretty confident I wouldn't have gone if I wasn't tipsy. But I recommend the Disney alcohol because it's really good and really strong. You don't need 2, okay, you can get lit on 1. Another thing, we didn't have much fun with the Disney Photo Pass. Now I'm going to make a whole video explaining everything that happened with Disney Photo Pass, because there are some things that aren't common knowledge, or at least I couldn't find easily, so it made me very stressed and very angry, and we did lose a couple of our attraction photos. But after going to a cast member and having them explain it like exactly what you needed to do, it was all kind of fixed and we did get our photos. So even though it was a bit of a trouble to begin with, it was worth the money because of all the pictures that we did get. So I shall do a whole video explaining that, because it's very different to the Florida Photo Pass. Very different. Of course, we ate at quite a few places, but again, I'm going to do a whole video on everything that I ate in Disney and my reviews of what I ate. A highlight was the beignet in the cable car bake shop. I recommend, okay? I recommend. It was so good. Also the donut, the blue 25th anniversary donut, delicious. Yes, it was. That does it for the trip report of Disneyland Paris March 2018. I obviously will be doing another trip report in like a month-ish time with the April trip. So if you like Disney vlogs, subscribe, because you'll be getting more. And also, there might be more Disney vlogs coming in the near future, but I'll explain that in its own video at some point in the future. But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then please do not forget to subscribe just here. Also click on my previous video just here, and here will be a link to the playlist of my Disney vlogs when I do upload them. But until next time, bye!